Hello, it's me. Why does this look so yucky? Hang on. Is that better? That's better. It's me, Annalisa. How's everybody doing? Say hello. Let me see. There's a few people on the list already. Hi, Nicole. I've got your payment. Um, oh, thank you. So I decided I was going to try something new. There's a woman on there she's this like TikTok coach person, whatever, like that, like social media coach. And I just was like watching some of her, um, sorry, no, I can't, whatever. She, like, so some of the coaches will be like, you have to take this video and do this thing, and she was just made this like really simple suggestion. So I was like, I'm just going to start trying things and getting better at making videos. So thank you. Or making content that's more interesting or grabby, because whatever. And she just made it like seem real easily. And like a lot of them be like, you have to make 3 videos a day. And I just decided that at least if I try to do two a day, that's an improvement from where I was, and try and film them differently, where basically I say a sentence and stop it and say a sentence and stop it and say, so then it's not so many likes and ums, and it's more interesting, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just trying the things, because can't build a business if you're not willing to try new things. Oh, so I finally got a shelf, because I have so many cards and so many books and so many things. I sort of just had them stacked, and it was out of control. And so I moved the little table that I have here over and put that there. And so I have you can't see it, but I have like all of my cards. Like there's like just stacks of cards, and then some other books and like tarot and oracle and stuff. And I want to get, I don't know. So this actually says, but you can't see it. So I have to figure that out on this thing. It says like entertainment only for, like legal purposes. And then I love Talavera, if you don't know that. It's Mexican pottery, and there's a woman that I found on TikTok who sells it. So I want to buy from small businesses rather than, big stores and stuff like that. So, and she's out of Brenham, Texas, which, all right, whatever. Anyway. So, and I just moved stuff around a little bit. I think I still might move stuff. It just how to, like, I don't know where stuff is in the camera. Like, I can't see that. So I might move that. Let's see, where would it be? Maybe here. Yeah, I'll put more stuff up and move stuff, and like this thing I need to move, whatever. Anyways, that's how it is. Okay. Okay, so let's make the list. Yeah, so I'm just trying new stuff because I sort of decided, okay, you know how, they always say, like, when you're manifesting or you're creating something that like you're just worthy and deserving of it. And I've been like thinking about certain things in my life where I'm like, I'm not settling for any of that crap anymore. Like ever again, never, ever, ever again will I settle for that sort of like, whatever. I won't ever dim my light. Like, and I've said that a lot, but like sometimes you just get to that point where you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you're just like done. So I just had this like sort of epiphany of like, when I'm calling things in and manifesting in, like I'm being really, really specific about what I want and how I want it. And I'm also, I don't know. I'm just going to like start actually trying. I don't know. Hi, Base Man. Oh my goodness. It's been so long. How are you? Like never, ever again am I. So it was like this idea of like when I used to manifest even 20 years ago, I'd be like, well, I just like, like if it's okay, like it was just a very passive way. And now I'm just like, I'm being like Sally Owens, in Practical Magic, where she's a little girl and she's making her spell for the man that she wants to marry. And she's like, one green eye and one blue eye. And like, so I'm sort of like, I don't care if it sounds like pie in the sky or ridiculous to anybody else. Like, I'm just going to put what I want and put it out in the world. But also some of that requires taking action. And so I'm taking action, babies. Everything is pretty good with me. So 3 of the people in my household have COVID right now. So I had to move my mom's. She was supposed to fly in on Friday. She'll be flying in now tomorrow. I do not have it. And my oldest daughter doesn't have it. Okay, let me be a little focused and just put down who bought a reading. So I have Gabrielle, but she's not going to be here. So I can always bump hers to the end. I know COVID's still going around. I was blaming my husband. I was like, you brought it home. I think he actually did have it first because he was like sneezing and coughing and stuff. Hi, Regine. They're actually on the up and up already. They had a couple days of fevers and stuff there, but we picked up a new craft where I saw a video on TikTok of like somebody making the little beaded flowers. So I went and bought some beads yesterday and wire and stuff so that they've been doing stuff with beading and crafting to kind of keep them busy. Nicole. Who's this? CB, I've got you for 2. Regine, I have you for 2. And Katrina, I have you. And Nancy, I have you. Oh, guess I'm in caps lock, so I'm yelling at some of you here. Oh, well, I'm leaving it. I'm going to yell at some of you. Sorry. Let me do, I see it always comes up as top chat instead of live chat. All right, so let's go. I don't have to do Gabrielle's right away because she's not going to be here. So I can always do hers towards the end. And I'll just send her an email with a timestamp on it if y'all want. Hi, Julia. How are you? How's your horsey? I know you have 3, but I think I'm talking about Willow. Is that his name? I am Chanela. Hello. How are you? I'm going to put my readers on so I can say. God dang. I don't know if they're scratched or dirty. I'm a mess. I think they're scratched. Shit. That's unfortunate. Yeah, they got scratched. Oh, well. Such is life. All right. So shall we get started? Okay. Nicole, what's your question? I might move stuff around too on my shelves because I also have my little moon, my phases of the moon thing in a plant, but it's all the way at the top. He's sore hind leg now. Oh no. Oh, stinky old flies. Is there a hobby or something I can pick up? It'd be better align me with my happiness. Woody. I was like, I knew it was a W name. Couldn't think of it. Okay. Now hang on, I gotta find my rock and stuff. Oh gosh, where did it go? Darn it. I moved stuff around and now I don't know where it went. Just seeing if I knocked it down somewhere. All right, we'll go with a different one today. Such is life. Do that right. Shall we? Okie doke. All right. So first, I just want to say this because this I don't know that this is psychic or just understanding healing and happiness and things like that. And there is no thing outside of you that's going to make you happy. Nothing. Like literally nothing outside of you is going to make you happy. You can find a hobby and think this is it, and you'll have fun for a little bit and get that dopamine hit, and then like you're going to lose interest or whatever. So, and I've said it, and I will be a fucking broken record to you, but I am is really important, and going in and doing that work and just start listening to um, affirmations. There's Hannah. Who did I follow yesterday? Let me see if I can find their name on YouTube. Wait, hang on. Let me see what it is. High Frequency Guru on YouTube has a whole bunch of subliminals, and she actually puts, which I think is really cool, in her I think it's a her because there's the way the picture is. Like in the description, she'll put what's in the subliminals. Start listening to those because I really believe happiness is like there's a lot to do with our subconscious belief system that says like we're not enough, and if we just had this we'd be more. Society programs us that way. Society programs us to this idea that we need to be married as women, that we're even as men, like that you're somehow not a whole and complete being. Like you would just be happy if you were married, and like divorce rates will tell you that's a bunch of shit, right? So it's this idea of doing that. I also feel like honestly, vitamin D, you're probably low on it. I also feel like you would really, really benefit from just doing walking, a physical activity every day. Not just like here and there, but like make sure you're out for a walk every day. And it's interesting. I just got shown. I was shown when I asked about like what hobbies. I don't know really what this is, but because it's not like where I'm like, is it a sport? It's not like ice skating or. And I like love telling people to learn to ice skate because it's like it's so good for your brain. It's good for your body, but it's also really good for your brain and rewiring things, which is really good for longevity with your brain. Like learning something new that way. But I actually feel like because I keep seeing things that remind me of like Namaste Bookshop or Quest Bookshop, like walking around and looking at that stuff and finding classes and things to do in that aspect. I feel like that would be of more interest to you, and meeting people that are more spiritually aligned with like who you are and taking classes like that. Like, I don't know if it's about like herbalism or witchcraft. Like, I don't know exactly what it is because I'm seeing cards, but I'm seeing traditional playing cards, and I don't feel like it's poker is the answer because then I saw crystals and things like that. So, but truthfully, like there isn't anything like ice skating doesn't like that's not the thing that makes me happy. I really, really enjoy it, but I didn't find my happiness outside of myself. You never will. You will only find it like genuinely inside of yourself. I believe it's the Buddhists that believe like peace comes from within. Like you don't try and get everything settled on the outside and then find peace on the inside. You find the peace within the inside, and then everything sort of falls into place. And it doesn't mean that everything is perfect or that like I love every day and I'm having the best day every day. When you're happy, it's just that it's more contentment than anything. And I think when people look for happiness, they have this expectation that it's all roses every day. And that's not really what it is. Okay, Chanela. Canela? No, I'm just kidding. Chanela. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking canela. But it's not. It's clearly a CH. So, um, I even think you would enjoy crafting, like taking up a crafting idea. But I just feel like also finding community, and you'll find community and doing things like that. Because I don't feel like, oh, take up yoga or learn how to do that. I don't know. Does any of that resonate for you, Miss Nicole? Henry, I got a payment from you. Is that you, Shanella? I think that's you. Okay. Okay, great. Sorry to say, I should have said just your initials. I try to keep everybody as anonymous as possible because I think it's, it's the worldwide interwebs, and you never know who's out there. And I'm like always amazed at how people find people, like, and they're like, I went on a date with a guy and he was like this, blah, blah, blah. And then like the next minute you see on the video, they're like, oh, he's this guy. He lives like, or like this woman. And it's like just a picture of a woman. And they have like, you find their Facebook page and I'm like, always like, Jesus. Like, I wouldn't know how to do that. That is way too much for me. I'm going to put you under Shanella instead of I am, if that's okay. Let me see if I spelled it right. Sorry, I'm squinting because I really should be doing my reading glasses or have more light in here. I don't know, whatever. Okie dokie. You understand, maybe just looking for something I feel a closer connection to. I get that. Listen, I never thought I would be like, oh my God, I totally love ice skating. Like we didn't have lessons this week because there's just like terrible ice times. And then my kids were sick. So I just felt like, I always feel like even if I'm not sick, I feel like I shouldn't go and be like all up close and personal with people, especially with COVID. Even though I could wear a mask, but I don't want to wear a mask while I'm skating. I just feel like that's, and like, I miss it. Anyway. Oh, Shanella. Okay. CB, you're up. And I think CB and Regine have 2 each. I forgot to put the 2 in. And thank you for letting me know that's the correct pronunciation, because I like to pronounce people's names correctly. I really kind of dislike when people like, I'm not Anna, I'm Anna, and people call me Anna a lot. And I sort of like let it go, but part of me goes, but I say my name like all the time. Or when I say I'm Anna Lisa, and then people type in Lisa, I'm like, now that's just, that's like, that's your energy. That's somebody's whole vibe. Like, you should know their names. Hi, Misty. It's good to see you. I think I did it at a different time. Was it last week I did it a different time? Or the week before? Who knows? Who knows anymore? Okay. Your first question is in regards to the meeting and dating partner. With the exception of going online, although I considered it. What do you see for the next month? Yeah, I don't know. I think the whole name thing is important. You missed because you were traveling. Well, welcome back. Glad to see you traveled safely. Okay, hang on. I'm going to read this again. So you're just not going online. Yeah, I don't think you'll meet somebody online. I really have to be honest with you about that. All right, so the next month. So that should put you into like mid-September. I honestly feel like it's going to be a little until like Labor Day weekend. Is that Labor Day? Yeah, that's Labor Day because Memorial Day is in May. Oh, jeez. Um, I have to tell you, I've never been really good with holidays since I got out of school because they didn't really matter when you were a nurse because you just like I don't know any of the minor holidays because whatever. I knew the major ones because I would get paid time and a half. But even then I was still working. So I didn't pay much attention to them. So that's why I'm always like this weekend, I'm like, Ben, I don't care. Like all those things. Okay. So I feel like you'll meet some interest. But I feel like kind of, I don't want to say like August is a wash, but I feel like it's kind of a dud. You might have like one or two first dates, but I just feel like it's kind of a dud for the rest of the month. And that like September, that weekend, Labor Day weekend brings in more connections. I think not even just like dating after marriage. I just think dating in general is not easy. Um, for many reasons. Right. So, but Brooklyn's not that far, and just because you'll be in Brooklyn for the parade doesn't mean that person necessarily lives in Brooklyn because you don't. So, and like whoever you end up like with feels like it's through no meeting them through somebody else. So, I don't know fully understand that. It's like, but it's like there's already connections there. I think you will be in a lively situation. Yeah, either a mutual friend. Yeah, either mutual friend or they're like a family member of somebody you know. Or they're a friend of a friend. I guess that makes it a mutual friend. Sorry. Ding. Oh, geez. I just, it's like so funny. I always think like, I think this is probably just my experiences with not great. Um, I mean, I guess it's pre vetted. Like you'll know they are who they say they are. Uh, yeah. My thoughts are that you don't really know somebody until you know them, and I don't think most people know other people, even because people show what they want to show you, and so and people can be very different in relationships than they are when they're coworkers or they're lifelong friends and things like that. So okay, so what's your second question? I know you know. Hi, Maria. I think you're very brave, by the way. I think it's hard to put yourself out there. So, especially after like a not great experience. What's your question about Travis? You mentioned he would come back, but why would he be worthy of a second chance? Um, I okay, so I don't remember the reading. I don't remember exactly what I said, but did I say that you would date him later, or did I just say he would come back? Wait, which one? That he would just come back or you would actually date him? Um, Gotcha. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, oh, he's worthy of it. I just think sometimes energy changes and situations change um, and I don't know. I don't know that it's necessarily this idea of being worthy, but it's sort of this idea of giving him a shot. I don't know. Maybe it's just timing is better. I don't think that necessarily because somebody isn't interested in dating at that time that that makes them like a red flag. I think energetically things don't always line up at certain times for whatever reason. Um, and I can be wrong. But I think sometimes things energetic just fit better at certain times and not other times. And I don't think that that makes it like frequency wise. I don't think that that makes somebody necessarily a bad person or a good person or I don't know. Right. I get that. And some of that also may be like so I really believe in I really believe in law of assumption, and I will tell you that over and over and over again. Like I believe in that, and I believe that when you work on some of the stuff, then like people show up differently sometimes, and opportunities show up differently, and there's some sort of subconscious belief system that's going on right now, and part of that is like just you're going through divorce right now, and so I suspect you're probably going to be working on some of that subconscious stuff, like looking at all right, what is it that I believe that would have the world show up the way it does or reflect what I believe? Because like I don't believe like, oh, you know, that person be treating me like crap. That must mean, like, or I don't really like that person. So that must mean they have some character trait that um is something I possess and that's why I don't like it. Like I don't buy into that belief system. I don't think it's never sat right with me. I always think it's weird because I'm like, well, no, what if I just don't like shitty behavior? Like that, does that mean I'm a shitty person? And I like, no, I just don't like shitty behavior. So I really believe that everything beliefs are, meaning I believe I'm not worthy and deserving of having people be respectful to me. So I'm not saying I do, but I'm saying like if this was my belief system, then people might show up in that way. Well, yeah, and that's why I said maybe it's energetically timing will be better and our frequency will be better, and that's why. And so you're like, well, why should I give him a second chance? Well, I don't know. But I think that just timing will be better, frequency will be better, energetically it will be a better match. And I didn't mean to say that you were all like, "Rah." Sorry, that's Ignore my voices. My friends laugh at me when I do, like, when I'll do my husband's voice. They're like, and then they do their husband's voices that way now. Because I'm like, it's not mocking really. It's like giving character so that you know the difference, the changes in who's saying it without meaning to say, he said. I can't. I don't my hair. God damn it. Sorry if I offended anybody by using the Lord's name in vain. Okay. Okay, great. So I did a reading for you, Misty, 6 months ago in regards to relocation. I said you wouldn't live in Asheville, but that Maine would become important since I don't know. I don't know. Ever visited? I was kind of nervous flying over yesterday. Wait a second. Are you in Maine? Are you in Asheville? Like, what happened? Oh, you're the one with where you relocated you moved out of Asheville for schooling, and then it turned out to be a dud. See, I don't know how I remember certain things and not other things, which is weird. So here's the thing I think about a lot. And I think because I didn't know how to read red flags when I was younger, and I didn't really know, like, I might see them, but I didn't like really get that they were them, or I would just like be like, well, because I'm really good at seeing the potential in people. And not what they're actually putting out there. Um and I let a lot, again, I was such a people pleaser. I let a lot of stuff slide that I really shouldn't have. Um And what I have learned is, like, now that I know what red flags are, now that I know, like, I trust myself. Like, I've spent a lot of time building up my self concept work and just learning to trust myself, learning to trust my judgment and my intuition, because I spent a lot of years looking outside of myself for somebody else to validate that my feelings were okay, that what I was experiencing was acceptable or not acceptable, instead of being like, I don't care if everybody else is okay with this, I'm not, and being okay with that part of it. And um and the idea of, like, even when you're out dating, it's like, well, yeah, there's potential, but like, don't put the, what is it, the basket before the baby. Just always approach it as like, I'm just great, and if it doesn't, great. And also remember, and not that I'm like really like, don't sleep around, because I don't really care, but understand that that like happens, and they're biologically, when you orgasm, you put out oxytocin, and that creates like an attachment in your brain. And don't put all eggs in one basket, like, until they like make it known that like they want to be exclusive. Date whoever the fuck you want. Don't, like, just get to know people. Oh, you flew over Maine and you got nervous. Oh, no, you're not going to die there. First of all, I don't get doom and gloom messages. Yes, I've gotten precognitively people were going to die, but it was never any of my clients. Like, and quite literally, I had a client who I read for her. She was asking about love, and she had a lot of like pain, like physical pain. And there was something like that happened surgically that she had something fixed, but they did something. And so she had like chronic nerve pain. And I read for her, and I kept getting like, I was like, you're not supposed to worry about love. I just kept getting, just focus on yourself, just focus on yourself. And she ended up taking her own life like 6 months later. I didn't get anything about that. I didn't get any warning. But I just got like, focus on yourself. Now, just because I'm seeing that done, don't sit there and think that like but my point is I don't get messages of doom and gloom. Even if I get precog stuff about people, it's pretty much been like people I know and family members. It's never been like, or like maybe like a random celebrity or whatever. Like I did about Tom Petty when we were at his concert, his last tour that he was doing. I got that he was going to be soon. But like, I don't get stuff about my clients and I don't give messages of doom and gloom. It just feels like important, like maybe you're going to move there, or maybe that's going to be somebody that's going to be important in your life is from there. But it just felt like, things just feel like it's going to be important. So do you live in Asheville? Did you move? So, just I sort of like this idea of like, okay, Lydia, I'll look for it. This idea that like CB, hi Rathka. Remember how I said, like, put it out there, like, because you're worthy and deserving of like literally whatever you want. Like, do like the Sally Owens thing, like, be really specific about what you want and don't be like, well, I just like want somebody who's like, like nice and like whatever. Be like, no, I want somebody who's like really specific, because why not? Like, you want somebody who's emotionally available, who's responsible, who's actually a partner, who's, shows up and wants to be in a partnership, right? Be specific and then just be like, let's just get to know people. I mean, I really think it's really interesting that people like are like, I met a guy, oh my God, I wonder if he's the one. But like when you meet a new person as a friend, you're not like, oh my God, we're totally best friends. Like, I mean, sometimes people do that, but like on the whole, you're like, oh, I'm just like, oh, they're a lot of fun to hang out with. And that's how you should approach dating. Same way that you would approach working with somebody that you go to work with, where you're like, well, they seem really nice. I want to see what our work, relationship is like. Are we going to like, be compatible? I hope this, but like, you're not like, oh my God, we're lifers. We're going to be like building new businesses. And like, you're not like that. So like approach your dating life that way too. And like, also if somebody's not interested, okay, next. What, I mean, this has been 20 years now, almost 19 years. 18 maybe, I don't know. But like when I was dating, New York taught me that like there's literally a new guy every 5 minutes. So like I'm not going to get worried if that guy's like not interested in me or whatever. And the other thing is like it's not like you're out to go have children, so like there's no pressure. There's no pressure. Hi, Queenie. You don't live in Asheville. Okay. Listen, you said you still dream of it. I still dream about being a nurse sometimes, where I'm like, and I actually let my license expire. I was like, if I don't, I won't ever just go all in. I'll always feel like I have this backup if I don't make it. So I was like, I don't want to have a plan B. This is like my plan A, and that's it. I'm sticking to it. And I still have dreams about like I wake up, I'll be in like, starting a shift, or I've been working in 8 hours in a shift and I haven't seen any of my patients, or I've only seen one patient and I don't even know how to find my patient assignments. And I'm like, oh my God, are they going to figure out like what meds of my patients? Like I just like where I just feel like the biggest piece of crap. And then I'm like, I'll like be talking to a manager, one of my old managers, and I'm like, oh my God, do they realize I don't have a license? like I've got to get out of here. I need to stop. Like, then I've had dreams about being a travel nurse. I'm like, why am I taking assignments without a license? This is absolutely insane. Like I need to get out of here before I go to jail. Like it's like crazy dreams. So I still have dreams about hospitals. All right. So CB, that was your second one, right? Or is that your first one? I can't remember. I don't have Cash App. I just use PayPal, and it's more so I've thought about getting Cash App. It's more for my accounting purposes, so I don't like miss something and forget. Like I feel like I already have to like keep like so much in my brain for tax purposes. And I mean, we have an accountant, like my husband and I have an accountant we use, but like just like I do all the books for this and like keeping everything organized. So I try to make it as easy as possible. And I realized I should brown. I think I just whatever. But I've thought about it because so many people do use Cash App. But then it's my brain. My brain gets a little stuck, almost like gears going, eh, eh, eh. And so that's that. Um, all right, Lydia, I have yours. I'll put your name on here. And maybe I'm losing business because of it. I don't know. Hi, Alf. How are you? Alf, if you want to ask a question here, you can. Okay, Miss Regine, what's your question? Wait, did we do 2 questions, CB? No, we didn't. I owe you a second one. Oh, no, that was your second one. Okay, got it. Okay, now it's Regine's. What is it that you need to know right now regarding your spiritual connection? So I keep hearing trust more and feeling like really tight in my heart chakra and down like / root chakra area, kind of like solar plexus, sacral root chakra area. So not, and it's interesting. It's not like literally all the way down. It's like here and then here. And to me, this resonates as like, I mean, this feels more like I'm holding my breath. I just feel like you're getting more than you realize, and they're sort of saying just speak whatever it is you're getting. It's a feeling like you're holding back, either because you're afraid of how you'll be perceived or being wrong, and not the universe or God not providing for you financially. That there's stagnancy, or that if you really say what you are, you'll totally scare everybody away, and then meaning clients, particularly trust. I was an ER nurse for like a brief period of time. I do not like the ER. So like for the first couple of years, I was in postpartum, antepartum, GYN surgical. And then I just kind of got bored and I went to the ER for a little bit, and I really did not like the ER. I became very cynical and not nice. And then I went into the NICU, which I loved. Kids they're just better to work with. They're I don't know. Like they're not dramatic. If they're in pain, they're in pain. And they don't lie to you and like say like, no, I'm not in pain. And you're like looking at them and it's clear they're in pain. And I love NICU babies. Like I love babies just because I can totally intuitively work with them, and like you can see like what's happening is what's happening. It's not, again, they're not lying about it. They're not trying to excuse all the stuff. Like they're just like, oh yeah, like this kid's exhibiting these signs. I'm buffering. Oh, boo. Trust. So I said, you need to have more trust in what you're getting and what's coming through, and just share it and not be afraid of like not being received well, or being afraid that, oh my God, now nobody's going to want to pay me for a reading, and like that the universe isn't going to provide you financially. That's what I feel. And they're sort of just saying, I mean, they are saying, not even sort of, They are saying trust more, have more trust, not faith, trust. Trust that what you're getting is coming through. What do you mean, Alf, by do you hear anything? Okay. What's your second question? You're welcome. Or do you want to wait? I know sometimes you like to wait for your second question. Okay. Katrina, what's your question? Well, because you paid for the 20. I can do some medical mediumship if you want. I mean, I'll do them here. I know it sounds weird that I won't do them over email, but I don't want to do a full, like, so if you have something a little more specific in the area that you want me to look at, I'll do that here. But like to look at, and I'll do it because there's a little bit more. I feel like there's a little bit more back and forth that can happen here, which I don't necessarily, I don't know. And I also feel like because I use the money here to go to charity or to donate to the food bank, I don't know why I'll do it here, but I don't like to do them on email.